0 0 0, right? Then it is I think 0 0 1, and 1 0 0, and 0 0 1. Fine. So because of that, here you require the 0 1 0 0, and therefore the answer of this question is A. Fine. Next one. You can have 1 2 2 1 dash dash 1 dash 4 1 5 5 dash 6 6. Right. So your options are 3 3 1 5, 3 3 5 1, 3 1 3 5, 3 3 4 1. I think you're writing the options. Some of you have already answered this question. So yes, option is, the answer is D, 4 1. Now see, so 1 2 2 make a group of 3, right? Then you can write next is 1 3 3. Next is you can write 1 4 4, because here it is 1 5 5, and last one is 1 6 6, right? And because of that, very simple logic in this case, option D was your answer. Fine. Dash 989 dash 9 dash 98 dash 898, and your options are so first option is 9 8 8 8 9 8 8 9 8 9 8 9 8 9 8 9 8 9 8. Yes, again, most of you are writing the correct answer. That is option A. Vedant, recheck it. You can make here the group of 2 or group of 4 if you consider. Okay. So 9 8, next is 9 8, next is, so these two have gone, right? 9 8, right? Now this has gone. Then 9 8, again this has gone. So 9 8, right? And here you require 9 8, and obviously 9 8. So repetition of 9 8 9 8 9 8, and what do you require here? You require 9 8 8 8 and 9. So that is your option E. Right. Therefore, answer is option A. Those who wanted to take the screenshot, I guess they can. Okay, next, move to the next one. So let's consider a different kind of question, slightly different. Suppose if racer is written as RACE, is written as S1D2S, then number is written as what? So you have options. First option is 45N C2S OVN C2S. Right, this is yes, not 5. Fine. Then O5N C2S and OVN CFS. Aditya, recheck it. Akshay Girse, recheck it. Mandar, recheck it. Sahil, recheck. Jay, recheck. No. Lot of mixing of the answer. I don't know. It's very simple if you could get it. So option C is the answer. RACER. Fine. So S1D2S. Fine. So this would be the, let's say, developing logic. So SR plus 1 is yes. A as it is its number. C plus 1 is D, its number, right? and R plus 1 is yes. So you must be thinking that A is equal to 1, we know that, but how E is equal to 2? Fine. So for that purpose, that's the reason why I have taken this kind of question. So you know there are five different vowels. So A, E, I, O, U. So in alphabets, their numbers might be different. But if you consider the vowels, right, then here you will be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So this is the way. That's the reason it has appeared here. And next now, N, U, M, B, E, R. So N plus 1, obviously it is the next number, right? So it will be obviously the O, right? Then U is having the number 5. Fine. Then next is, here it is M plus 1 is N, B plus 1 is C, E is again having number 2, and R plus 1 is yes. So what you require? O5NC. O5NC 2S. And therefore your option is C. Right. So option C is the answer. Fine. Next one. If garden is written as G1RD5N, then FLWOERS is what? FL4W5RS, FBOWWR5S, FLOW5RS, and last one is FL15W5RS. Yes, now most of you are writing the correct answer. Earlier, most of you have selected option A. In fact, it is not the answer. Option A is not answer, right? I will tell you why it is not. So here it is 1, this is 5, this is 9, O is 15, and I think U is 21. Right. So see how the logic has changed in this case. So if you write the garden, right? So garden is, let's say, G. Here it is 1. Here it is R. Here D is as it is. E is 5 and N is as it is. So for flowers as well, FLOWERS. R S. So flowers, right? So it should be the F L, but now O is 15, right? Then now see, this has made you, I think, this has really confused you, because A is having in this case number 1, here it is also having the same number, right? But here, if you consider E, which is having number 5, that means it is alphabetically you have taken it as FL 15, W, E is 5, right? And R is as it is, S is as it is. So where it is, so FL 15, W 5, R, S is your option D. Right? So option D is your answer. So always keep in mind, right? Sometimes we make a mistake. That's the reason why I have separately considered this particular thing, right? It is the important thing, right? I think probably the last example of this session. Brighter, BRIGHTER, is written as CSKHIUGS. Then how the fighter is written? So GKHIUGS, GJHIUFS, KHIUGS, and obviously the last one is GJHIUFK. Yes, most of you are writing the correct answer. So option is A, DKHUHIUGS, right? Now see, what is the logic in this case? If you consider the B plus 1 is C, right? B plus 1 is C, R plus 1 is yes, but I plus 1 is, should be J. So for the vowels, it is plus 2, right? And for remaining letters, it is plus 1. Again, here another vowel is there, E. So E is a letter, after E there is, let's say, F, but no, it is G, right? So plus 2. So this plus 2, this plus 2, and this plus 1, 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 right? Sorry, this plus 2, this plus 1. That has resulted your CSKHIUGS, and therefore fighter will result in this particular way if you apply the same logic, and therefore option A is your answer. Fine. So this is about the logic or the particular way of dealing with the letters or in a series containing the the vowels, right? Okay, I think there was one question that when the lecture on commando will be conducted. No doubt we will be, I think, very soon returning to that particular platform. Right? I think we are at the side of ending this particular stuff. So we'll be having some calendar kind of questions, and probably then we will finish this particular part and go to the next one. Right. So I think I will stop at this particular point. Rushikesh sir. Probably for police, I guess it may not be, because it is not having that kind of need in your question paper. But as the interest, if time permits, I may go through it. Otherwise, no. आले का म्हणलं राजकुमार बोलतो नाही इथून निघायला लागलो हो I don't know, Dhruva. I'm trying to unmute you, but it is.
Yes, sir. Till what time the class will get over?
Sorry.
Sir, class will end now, or we should leave the meeting?
No, class is, I think, over. I'm just waiting for Rushikesh sir. Anyway,
Can
do you have? Sorry.
we need to leave or we need to stay now in the meeting?
No. Do you have instructions for next class?
No, sir.
when it will be?
Yeah, at 9 there is English lecture.
Okay. So those who wanted to leave, I think someone had asked a question about interview, and today he is going to face that particular interview. So as I said earlier, always keep in mind that the success depending on interview will be in your hands, where you are taking your interview, right? So probably keep in mind the things which you know well, only say about that particular things. So always, I further I say, or again I will say you that earlier I have also stated this particular statement, that what kind of subjects, what you open apart from the facts, right? And as I said on that day also, the going with the facts to every candidates will never be liked by the panel. So panel will always ask you, right, a question, and in the response of that question, you will be always opening a lot of, rather a bunch of subjects or issues, and obviously some of them will be picked up, and your interview will be conducted only on that. So whatever you know, exactly whatever you know thoroughly, right, whatever you know which is 100% appealing, always keep in mind, right? So whatever you are speaking, that must appeal. That is where the success is hidden, right? So that is very important thing. Fine. So it depends on now individual to individual, right? Someone might have been in the NCC, right? So you should always say it, because that is giving you due advantage, right? Fine. So that is very important thing. One example I will tell you. Day before yesterday, I was working with my friend, and very recently he got blessed as an assistant professor. So he was in Germany, and he was having a fellowship, rather a postdoctoral fellowship, right? Called DAD, DAAD. So DAD is a fellowship which is among top 5 in the world, and the interview conducted by a panel in which one of the panelists was also a DAD fellow. So that DAD fellow thought about the about that particular candidate. So there is always some affection. Keep in mind, right? And NCC is always going to keep you. Now, in that case, one case is very important. That sometimes they will be asking you about your positive points and negative points, or other strong points and weaknesses, right? So, see, basically, your weakness must be turned to the uh, positive point. So, positive point is always positive. That doesn't have any other caption, right? But the weakness. Suppose long back, someone had asked me about the weakness. So I said, uh, I had a very worst problem. That was my worst weakness, that I could not communicate in English. But day by day, I improved it. And how I improved, I told them. So whenever I was in BSc first year, BSc second year, in BSc third year, so how I improved it, right? So when I was in BSc, in fact, when I was in BSc second year, I started reading Indian Express every day for more than 1.5 hours, right? So that has really boosted the confidence, as well as I came across new vocabularies, and I had a habit to get used to that particular thing, right? So many a times, see, fear is the what I can say, the most effective factor, right? In fact, fear is very dangerous, and that many a times most of us get trapped in that particular point. Otherwise, nothing is there. So that can be an example which you can say that that was the weak point, right? Don't say that only saying that communicate in English is weak point. Don't say this much. See, every weakness must be followed by some support, right? And every weakness is a developing point, right? So that is the way of tackling with the weaknesses. Fine. I think it is a technical question, but it is a happiest moment for Asta. So Asta will be definitely thinking about returning it. There might be some of the what I can say, mm, let's say, according to their rules, some may be deducted 10%, maybe around 5%. Like it depends on. Sometime it may happen that by returning whole amount, Asta may praise you by giving a kind of prize. So that can be happen. I don't know about that much technicality, but they must have they must have what I can say, written it somewhere, right? Okay, one more thing. In interview, GK is whether asked or not. Now, see, in this pandemic, right? So, what kind of question can be asked? The one or two questions can be asked, right? Not like that, where it has generated, whether it is in China or Wuhan, right? Whether it is in fish market or let's say meat market. That doesn't matter. But it matters that how WHO has declared this. So, very first on 30th of January, the WHO has, I think this is our one of the sessions point. The WHO has declared it the human health emergency, right? So, COVID-19, in fact, later on COVID-19 is being called, right? So, it was earlier only the SARS.